Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Green and I want to be one of the first, if not the first, to welcome you to Kendall College, more specifically the Kendall College School of Education. And as we move forward with this welcome, I have my information there for you. Because I want you to use me, I want you to consider me a point of contact that you can use throughout your program with questions that you need. Obviously, if it's a course-specific question, contact your instructor first, but I want you to always feel free to contact me at the information listed here. There's my email and phone number. And consider this, I have a 15-minute rule, and what that means is if you struggle to find the answer to a question or concern that you have after 15 minutes and you can't find the answer, contact me. And two heads are better than one. So keep that in mind. Now, here's why Kendall College is a good decision for you, and I apologize these are a bit out of order, but in 2013, the HLC, the Higher Learning Commission, upped Kendall College's accreditation for the maximum of 10 years allowed. So what that means and why that's important is accreditation is everything when you go to school and choose where to go to school. And we have a solid program. We are a solid unit across all disciplines at Kendall, including the School of Ed. So that is reaffirming in that we're not going anywhere. We're only going to get better and better. And then in January 2010, before that, Kendall College was is the only four-year college in Illinois and one of a select nationwide that offered both a Bachelor of Arts in Culinary Arts and a Bachelor of Arts in Early Childhood Education. So what that does is, if it's something you're interested in, it uniquely positions us to merge both expertise into to offer a child nutrition concentration for the School of Ed. So that's something, if you're interested in nutrition, something you can pursue. And then in March 2013, Kendall College School of Education was ranked third on a list of the top 25 online early childhood education programs by Super Scholar, Smart Choice, and I linked the article here so you can click on that and go right to it. So we were really proud of that and happy about that. And then, as of today, 6/30/16, when I'm creating this video, all student-teacher candidates have passed the EdTPA assessment. You may not even know what that is, but it's an assessment that's fairly new, and it's required of all students who want to teach in a public school system, to obtain their licensure and teach in a public school system or private school system that has that requirement. And that means that's very important. So students go through the program, and it depends on if you're seeking licensure or not, that seek licensure, they student teach, and they have all passed this very comprehensive assessment. Think of it like the bar exam for teachers. Okay, now the in and out of it, online learning. What's this whole online learning thing about? And I'm coming to you not only as an experienced online instructor, but also someone who's learned as an undergraduate in traditional universities, brick and mortar type universities, and to get my PhD, I went online. So I'm an online student myself, and I know what it's like. And some of the things that you'll experience whenever you get started is it can get lonely. Sometimes you feel like you're no one's out there. So whenever you have that, reach out to a classmate or instructor and kind of get the message out, because you're not alone. Everybody's going through the same thing. And another disadvantage of online learning is there's little face-to-face interaction. So I encourage you every chance you get to take the opportunity to interact with your instructors, me, or classmates. And number three, it can be confusing if a problem arises. And we talked about that 15-minute rule. Don't suffer in isolation. Ask questions. Some of the advantages of online learning. You learn on your own schedule, whether that's 3 a.m. in your pajamas. You can get up and go do your schoolwork. So that's great. I particularly love that. You have experienced online instructors who really care. Every instructor that we have right now with Kendall, I do the staffing for the School of Ed, has been with us for years. Most of them, except maybe one or two, have been with us for years, for at least 5 years. And they really care about students. They're experts at what they do, and they will help you become a better student and a better teacher. So take advantage of that. And number three, the benefits are you get to interact with like-minded individuals. Everybody you interact with is a teacher or is trying to be a teacher, so take advantage of that. one of the best resources you have are your classmates. So make sure you talk to them, use them whenever you can or whenever you need to. Now, let me share some tips with you. Keys to being a successful online learner. Number one, and I cannot reiterate this enough, turn your assignments in on time. Set a schedule and stick to it as closely as possible. Hey, things happen. You have to adjust your schedule, and especially when you're first getting started, it's very hard to kind of figure out the time that you're going to need for everything. But once you get going, set that schedule and try to stick to it as closely as possible. The students who do the best in my courses are the ones who do that. They set a schedule and stick to it and make sure everything is in on time. That is crucial because of not turning an assignment ends up being a 0, which really can deteriorate your grade fast. So think about that. And 2, ask questions. I mentioned this earlier, but if you're confused about something, ask. Ask your instructor, your classmates, me, ask anybody. But just don't, struggle in isolation. And communicate. Use your instructors, classmates, advising, and other services offered at Kendall, such as advising, the ASE, which is the Academic Success Center. They're tutors that will help you, whether that's with a paper or another assignment that you have that you need advice about. The Center for Teaching and Learning, which I'm a member of, I will help you. The CTL, I'll help you figure out how to find resources, how to navigate Blackboard, whatever you need, I will be there for you. The library has some great resources for research. Student life is another area that you can reach out to for happenings on campus and how you can get involved beyond just being a student. And there's many more, and we're going to go over some of those throughout these first 2 weeks to get you acclimated to the Kendall culture. And then another tip is read and read some more. And I put a little smiley face because I know that was meant to be tongue-in-cheek, but your instructors choose the textbooks relevant to the course topics, and it's really important that you do your part by reading the assigned pages every week. And what that does, when you do that, it comes through in your work in the form of your discussion board responses and assignments that you create. There's nothing that can replace reading the experts in your field, so make sure you do that, and when you're setting your schedule, set aside time to do that. And the last one here, I just want to bring this to your attention. We talk about it more as we progress through these first couple weeks, but switch your mindset to become an academic writer. Academic writing is much different than creative writing. To be blunt about it, academic writing is pretty boring. And what I mean by that is whenever you say or make a claim about something, like let's say you can't say the Pittsburgh Steelers are the best team in football. You can, but you have to back it up by an expert who said the same thing. And that's where learning APA format is crucial. That's the way you're going to communicate throughout your program. And if you choose to go beyond in education, for your master's perhaps, that is the preferred mode of communicating between education professionals. So the sooner you learn some of the basics, you'll be able to meet those expectations. And frankly, the expectations of APA are different from instructor to instructor, and that's unfortunate, but it's true. So make sure you ask your current instructor what their expectations are. And there's a lot more to come on that. And you don't have to be an APA expert, but you do have to start writing in that manner. And simply, one way to look at it is think of yourself like a detective. Everything you claim or say is a fact, you have to prove with evidence and provide rationale behind your claim. And that's what it is. So there are more resources available coming very soon. Okay, now let's move on. Finally, I want you to recognize you're attempting something great. You are trying to better yourself. You are entering a profession that I'm obviously very passionate about. I think it's the greatest thing you can do. There's nothing like when you see your students have that light bulb moment when they get it and things, all your hard work kind of pays off. Sometimes it's slower than that, but eventually you will recognize when you're doing the right things, making decisions based on research for your classroom, that you are getting through to your students. So enjoy it. And then secondly, surround yourself with a strong support system and positive people. It's a difficult task you're undergoing here with your education. So you want to surround yourself, if at all possible, with people who are going to encourage you and support you and recognize what you're doing is great. So I highly suggest that. And then relish every moment because it goes really fast. And what I mean by that is, if you really do relish every moment, read your materials, and put everything you have into this, there's nothing that can replace that. By the end of your program, you're going to be ready for a job, and you're going to get a job faster than any competitor because you're going to really know this stuff. So take advantage of every moment. And I mean, of course it's work, but have fun with it as well. And then finally, follow these steps, and you will be shocked at the opportunities you have upon graduation. I never get tired of a student who calls me and says, Mr. Green, I have a job, and thank you so much. I applied to such and such and got the job. So you guys are going to do great, and please use me as a resource. I want nothing but the best for you, and I know that your faculty feels the same way, so good luck.